welcome to this week's week 3 of the Sacred Feminine Intensive, part 3. In this video, we're going to talk about the sacred feminine aspects and archetypes that we are working with this week, which are the lover as well as the priestess. So, this is going to be a lot of fun. I've been really looking forward to this. We're going to begin by discussing the lover. The lover aspect of the sacred feminine is one that is somewhat misunderstood. She is often maligned in society, or if we even dare to delve into her even a little bit, we kind of try to sterilize her a little bit, at least in our Western society. But she is lush. She is the combination of sex and spirit. We have in our society, people will often speak about the Madonna whore ideology of how sometimes men have a hard time combining the idea of a Madonna, this kind of virginal person, and a whore, a woman who is very sexy. And so he will frequently, because there is a masculine desire to have both, many men will marry the Madonna and have a mistress or a second partner who is more of that, what he considers to be the whore energy. And I believe a lot of that has to do with the fact that we have such a huge divide. We tend to not be able to look at something as being spiritual and sexual. And so because of that, and because there's a divide there, and most people have a cognitive dissonance when it comes to that. What we find is that oftentimes men, and a lot of times women too, will begin to seek two different people. Now, when I say a lot of times women too, a lot of times we have a hard time accepting that we are both. We decide that we will either be the good girl, the one that people marry, and she's very maternal and very nurturing and very domestic, and all of those yummy things, or we will be the bad girl, which is, synonymous with the whore, the person who is very in touch with her with her sexuality, and does things the way she wants it, and is very determined and has a lot of strength in many ways. And what I think it's important for us to understand is that we don't have to choose. The lover is the combination. She is not the whore. She is both the Madonna and the whore. In ancient civilizations, and in some civilizations today, there is no need to be spiritual without sexuality. The goddess was often thought of as being this kind of lush, sensual woman. And so as we are evoking that lover energy, we are in fact connecting with that aspect of the sacred feminine. She is the facet that is combining the universal urge for bonding and unity, okay, between spirit and flesh. She is the natural organic alchemy that infuses spirit with flesh and desire, okay? So there's no need to feel like this facet of you is not something that you should, that's something that bad girls do, I shouldn't do that, or I should be a lot more suppressed or repressed in my sexual expression. The lover is totally free in her sexual expression. She is free in her sexual expression toward herself. She is free in her sexual expression towards others. She can hold that sacred sexual energy, that juicy energy, the space of that, and realize that she can hold it in place with honor, with dignity, and with presence. Okay, so this is not a kind of sexual addiction, unconscious movement through one and another and another and another and another sexual relationship just because I'm trying to fill this deep gash in my psyche or in my heart. This is a conscious, presenceful, embracing, and delving into sensual and sexual energy. And for most of us, it's something that we have not done before. Most of us as women can't even look at ourselves really. We can look at, maybe our breasts, but if it comes to looking at our vagina or touching ourselves, we're like, oh, no, 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 we can't do that. That's bad, that's bad, that's bad. So it's very difficult when you come from that degree of repression to then go into a sensual relationship and be completely open. The lover is playful with sex without shame. She understands that sexuality is a place of play. It is the playground of divinity. Okay? In an act, I have a quote that I coined. In an act of sacred playfulness, the universe orgasmed and gave birth to me. And that's what the lover says. I am the expression of that universal orgasm. I am the expression of the climax that took place between the sacred and divine feminine and the sacred and divine masculine. And I am that expression come to be and manifest in this earth realm. And so, because that is where I came from, because that is my essential nature, it is totally within my realm of play to give that to others. The lover is sensuality embodied. She expresses sensuality in her mood, in her actions, in her walk, in her mannerisms, in the sound of her voice, in her facial reflections, in the way she looks out of her eyes. She has no issue with needing to hide that facet of herself, unless she's playing with it and she's trying to be a little coy. But she's definitely playing. She's open. She is open to touch, not just physically. Something about her energy when you are in that place and you are evoking the sacred feminine lover as the lover. What you say is, I am open to being touched. Touch me. Touch me physically, touch me emotionally, touch my heart, touch my voice, touch my mind, know my thoughts. That kind of openness, the same way it is nearly impossible. No, I'm not going to say it's nearly impossible. It is impossible to have a very gratifying and an enjoyable sensual and sexual physical experience if we're trying to keep ourselves all closed or rigid or trying to control it. In the same way, when we are evoking that lover, we have to be open. We have to open our hearts and open our minds and open our hands and not hide from ourselves, not hide from our partners, not hide from other people. Because see, that lover energy, it's not about being, whether you're heterosexual or bisexual or homosexual, it doesn't matter. That lover energy is expressed towards everyone. Okay, and it's not that you go out and have sex with anyone. It's just that it doesn't matter because that energy says, touch me. Touch me. I am succulence personified. Okay, and so there is something fun with playing with that energy. There is something joyful about it. There's a freedom that comes with that. And if you have had a hard time getting in touch with this before, or you've never expressed it in this way, spend some time considering her during your intimate moments. If you are in a relationship and you are engaging sexually, spend some time considering, what would the sacred feminine lover, as the lover, how would she behave? How is she manifesting or working out of me? What do I feel like to do? If I feel to close my eyes, I close them. If I feel to open my eyes and look, I look. If I feel to yell or scream or make noise, then I do that. If I arch my back, then I do that. Whatever it is that I'm feeling to do in that moment of sensual and sexual expression is the right thing to do. There's no shame. And that degree of openness, that degree of being able to really enjoy that experience is magnificent. You deserve that. So she is connection beyond ego. I'm going to say that again. She is connection beyond ego, beyond the ideology that you have built for yourself of who you are. I'm this kind of woman. I'm prim and I'm proper. And I speak this way and I talk this way and I always do the right thing. And oh, no, I would never. Beyond that lies the sacred feminine as the lover. Beyond that lies this place that you can delve into, okay, and that is just magnificent. So I want you guys this week to allow yourself some space to enjoy this, to play with this, to explore this. Look around you and see, how is the lover expressing herself to me? Okay, my belief is that anytime a seed goes into ground and something new and some kind of plant comes up from that, that is an act of sacred lovemaking. That is an act of sacred orgasm right there. So if you don't have any place else, if you say, well, I'm all by myself, I don't have a partner, I don't have anything, you are surrounded by the orgasms of the universe. That is phenomenal. Okay, if you have a partner, play with that a little bit. Be a little more uninhibited. What are you afraid of? Be a little more luscious. Be a little more expressive. Not just for the sake of expression. Oh. No, 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 no. Be expressive as a reflection and as an expression of who you are. Don't care if the lights are on or off. Let your partner see and revel in all of your curves. You see and revel in all of your curves, all of them. The belly curve, the back curve, the hip curve, every single last one of them. That's just another place for you to experience exquisite pleasure. Allow yourself that. Allow your lover that. See yourself through your lover's eyes. Okay? And if you are alone, then that's an opportunity to express and experience this with yourself. Play with yourself. Learn your own body. Learn how the sacred feminine is still giving you pleasure through your own body. So it becomes this kind of pattern that you are doing for you, and at the same time, she is doing for you. Okay? Play with this energy. Enjoy her. Look around, see how she is manifesting to you, and look around and see how you are manifesting her to others. Remember, as we recognize the ways that we are already being these sacred feminine archetypes, these sacred feminine expressions, these expressions begin to enlarge themselves, to expand themselves, to become more and more until they're seeping out of our pores. We become more than we were before.